Hello, my name is Alex. I'm here to present what I assume to be the very first localized object in Neos. So, as you see here, we've got buttons that say Japanese, English, update textures, refresh data. This is for cross-universe. That is what these are for. This is a control panel of sorts. It lets you take a card as it exists in the world, and you can change its language locally for you to Japanese. As you can see there, it's now in Japanese. If I click on English, it changes back to English. For every card in the world, uses tags and dynamic impulses to do so efficiently, use value overrides on each card. It could be better, probably, but I'm not sure how. If any ideas, please let me know. Other than that, we have this, which is, I believe, the first object to be fully translated and localized. For English and Japanese, we could easily add more languages with this. So the way it works, we've got a small chunk of logics here, which takes the current culture, and which for me is in US. I am in America. My computer is set to English of the United States, and turn that into a string, and it's driving a value field. This value field is here on VF current culture, and just below that we have a value multi-driver of type string, which is driving the value JP, which is the Japanese language format, color, whatever, and it is driving it into, and I'll only show you one, but it's obvious, all of them, into the reference of a value equality driver, who has target value is set to the current culture, which is from here, the this value field. This value is in the target value. The target is this state here. So the value equality driver will tell this Boolean value driver whether or not your language matches this language, which is very good. So next up, we have the false value and the true value and the target field. The target field is the line of text up here, so refresh data. Basically, if your language is set to Japanese, you get the true value of here, which is Japanese text. Otherwise, you get the false value, which is English text, refresh data. I can example this because I'm using the value multi-driver. I can just grab ENUS, drop it in here. Now all the buttons have switched to Japanese. If I undo that, the buttons have switched back to English. This works locally on each person's computer because it's based on the current culture logics node, and it's driving this value field. Everything else is components. There's literally 4 logics nodes involved in this. The rest is just ease of use. Technically, these references don't need to be driven by a value multi-driver. It just makes it easier. What we can also do, we can chain these Boolean value drivers and value equality drivers to get different languages in a sort of configuration like this. Value false, and more or less like if your language is German, if your language is English, if your language is Japanese, and just have a default value throughout this. This is great and amazing and useful, and I hope other people use this same pattern in other places. I'm not quite ready to release this. Message me if you want a demo of this and more explanation. I am happy to help with that. All right.